Good morning, or even or whatever time it is. Um, Check out the Kickstarter. It's like already half over. I got one huge campaign donation, but that's not enough to make it win. Uh, Check it out. It's supposed to be kind of funny. Um, I think it's kind of a cool idea, but I don't have enough money to like properly advertise this. So I really would love it if you guys could just share it. I'll put the link down below of uh, the Kickstarter campaign website. Um, what else? I'm super ADD, and so um, there's a filmmaker I really love called Wong Kar-wai, and in one of his interviews, he was talking about how they're in the middle of one of his movies, one of his best movies. I think it was In the Mood for Love, maybe, or 2046. I don't remember. All amazing films. You should totally go see, go rent, whatever. And he was like kind of stuck in a ditch with the movie, and he just wasn't happy with how things were going. He was kind of stagnant with it and grinding along and not being happy with it. And at some point in time, he just had an idea to make a different movie. So he just straight up stopped making whatever movie it was and went and made a different movie for like a year. And he did it quick. He didn't have time to think about it. He didn't have time to overanalyze it. He just went and bang, boom, bam, and did it. And then once he did that, that kind of livened him up, freshened him up, and he went on to finish whatever the movie was he was working on. I'm like that. And it's really hard because I have ideas every day, and it's exhausting. I exhaust myself. And if I can just get a little bit of momentum with one of my projects to like be able to focus full time and work on all of my projects, and if you guys could be cool enough to like follow along and help me decide which one to work on, because if there's 3 projects, I'm like, I want to do that, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, then if you guys are like, hey, I like that idea, I'll jump on that one. That'll give me just enough oomph to be able to push that one over the finish line, which is one of the reasons I came up with this whole choose our adventure thing, is like, let's do this together. I'll show you all the behind the scenes stuff and whatever else. And like in terms of music, photography, whatever, most of the stuff, if it's digital, I'm giving it away for free. If it's digital, I'm going to give you all the assets, meaning like if it's a song, I'll be like, yo, these are all the pieces and the parts. There's the one shots. This is the that. Here's the multi-tracks. Remix, go forth and redo it. Redo it the way you want it. Remaster it. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to do some kind of like copyleft, Creative Commons licensing with it, which I haven't done that yet, but I've read enough about it. I know it exists. It's something that I've been interested in for years. And I do need to release some music because I have a little bit already recorded. A lot of these projects I've been working on for years. Like one particular instrument took me like 6 years to build. And I don't know, I think I got the ideas for it like 10 years before I even built that specific instrument. I was doing research and modifying and changing other instruments before I finally just up and made one. So a lot of these are really long-term things. So, it'd be cool if I was just a singer-songwriter. I just was like me, guitar, microphone. I would be way farther along, but I've made things needlessly complicated. Or you could look at it as I'm trying to make very unique, really thought out, different things that don't exist. And that's the reason for me to put in all that work and effort. That being said, if you're following along, I'm going to do a live this weekend, and I want to know what you guys want to do, because I have very diverse musical instruments. Like Spotify always tells me that it's like I'm in the 0.01% or whatever of like, most diverse range of genres, and I'm like that. I couldn't be a guy who just sticks with like I listen to black metal. I'm not that guy. I listen to a lot of different stuff because sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Sometimes I want to hear dubstep that like the guys at work joke around is it's that robot fuck music. There's other times I like to listen to ambient music. There's other times I like to listen to all kind of stuff. And I know everybody says, "Oh, I like to listen to everything," but no, seriously, like some days, uh, what's the one that my wife listens to? Bosnieros. Oh God, I can't even think of the name. It's like Spanish oldies. It's like crooner music, crooner Latin crooner music. Like these sad, they're all sad songs. Baby, why'd you leave me, baby? Please come back. Pero en español. Why can't it's not Bolsonaro? That was the president. I don't know. I can't. A lot of times things just sit there and load, and the beach ball keeps spinning. Like it's there, but the file cannot be retrieved at this time. God, what is the name of those? Anyways, it'll come to me as soon as I stop recording. I'm gonna do a live this weekend. I don't know. I even though it's a bad idea, and I know I'm very self-aware about some of my problems. Come up with too many ideas. I get distracted too easy, and I get hyper-focused because I'm ADD. ADD is not that I don't have attention. Like you're just like, duh, and have to, jiggle the keys in front of my face to keep my attention. It's that you hyper-focus, and there's a dysregulation of focus. So you'll be doing one thing, and then something else catches your eye and like takes on your full concentration. And they even say that like people like me and maybe like you, because all my friends are ADHD, they say that we feel things more intensely because not necessarily that we have like more pain receptors or our emotions are stronger, but we hyper focus on those things. So it's almost like in a way you feel emotions, you feel pain stronger, but you feel all emotions stronger because like you focus. You sometimes have laser-like focus, like hyper fixating, hyper focus. When I've been like this forever, since I was a little kid. I think it's partially a coping mechanism. Like if you're not a happy kid, which I was not for reasons, I would go and just read like the encyclopedia for hours. And it could be anything, like cow breeds. I'd read all about every one of the cow breeds that was listed in the encyclopedia. Because I wanted to know, because for that moment, it was like the only thing that mattered was like, how many different kinds of cows are there? We got to get down to the bottom of this. Like, how big is that one? How small is this one? Is this a fluffy cow? Whatever. I was, And there's sometimes, like, it's so terrible because I'll be, like, focused on one project and then all of a sudden, like, I'll put on some cologne in the morning and I'm like, you know what? I should make my own cologne. And I'll come up with a name for the business, like a motif, like a whole like branding identity kind of thing for a cologne. I'll be like, I want to make like a romantic but dark, like very sensual, whatever. I'll just bleh, and then I'm off to something else 3 hours later. This weekend I want to do it live. I don't know. Do I want to do like dream meditative ambient music? Should I try to make music according to one of the 3 bands I do? Or I even had this terrible idea yesterday and this morning. There's a 4th band project. I'm like, I'll probably never get around to it because it's not my normal juju. The 3 bands I have, which I've recorded some for some of them, are all very different. It's why they're not all one band. I don't feel like they fit together. They're different parts of me. They're different parts of my personality. There's Ra'ash, which is like a quasi-spiritual, quasi-psychedelic, like hardcore. Not like the dudes who act tough. This is more of like, when your soul's crushed or something. It's just heavy tectonic. I call it tectonic hardcore or something. I've come up with like 5 different names for it, but it's like experimental hardcore stuff, like just really massively bleak, rough stuff. And then I got another band project called Texablo, and that's like goth country shoegaze. I don't know. I need to get better at guitar for that band specifically. And that band I've kind of always like kept on the back burner because not only do I have to become a better guitar player in regular-esque tunings, but it's like more chill, and it's like sensual and nostalgic and dark and romantic and very American in certain ways, like some kind of shoegazy American, I don't know. We could talk about all these for hours. And then the other one is Void Strobing, which is like basically electronic bassy stuff, hard wave, halftime, dubby stuff, witch house, beats, big dark heavy beats, but something that you can perreando to, which for you English speakers is like what you can twerk to. So it's like music for the goth girls to twerk, las góticas. And so anyways, those are my three major vibes, my three major flavors. I'm already at 11 minutes. I'm going to work on stuff the rest of the day, I promise, and stop yapping. But I was thinking, due to the current political and everything else, the fact that everything is overwhelmingly stressful, both in my personal life and on social media, like there's a quasi, I don't want to say punk, but some kind of like hardcore dubby hip hop punk thing that I was always kind of not as serious of a thing that I just wanted to be like abrasive and loud with, and very in your face with. And right now, the current political climate, I am enraged every day, like just enraged at the destruction of everything worth a fuck in this country and around the world. And I think even though punk is not the flavor I have in my soul very often, lately, oh my God, I need that sweet release of just raw, unrelenting, vitriolic, fuck you anger. And so maybe I'll do that. I don't know. You guys vote. I'll put the options in a poll or something, or I'll write some crap, and most of you guys will completely ignore it and maybe not even watch this video. Lately, my videos have been getting like 2 views, so I don't know where I fell off. Maybe you guys just can't stand, videos that are more than 7 seconds. I don't know. I'm at 13 minutes. I got to cut it off soon because like it takes forever to load these 5+ minute ones. But yeah, I'm going to do it live this weekend. I haven't figured out what time. It's not a big decision, but I just got to figure out something. Schedule it with other things happening. Until then, please hit up the Kickstarter. Please. If you don't want to spend 2 cents on anything I'm doing because you just think I'm some random nut, that's fine. Pass off these videos to whatever your smart friend is. Or if you know somebody that like works for some interesting online magazine or something, pass me off because I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I might have to go to another country or who knows within the next so long. But in terms of like, I have goals that I will do anything to accomplish. And I'm years deep and already very invested. I have absolutely nothing else at this point in time to live for. So they're going to happen, whether they're a shining achievement or not. Well, that's up to somebody else to think about. But I am going to get some of these things accomplished. 14 minutes, 30 seconds. I guess this is where we say goodbye. And have a good day. I'm going to try to get the bass video done this week. I said that last week and the week before. Everything always takes longer. I work some days and then that screws up my unemployment and then that takes hours to refix and yada, yada, yada. And who knows? Life is maddeningly a mess for me personally. And as if you're watching the news and if you're not watching the propaganda channels, you're probably on the edge of your seat too. And it's 15 minutes and 9 seconds. I got to go. I got to work on stuff because I'm off today, unfortunately. God, I wish I could go back to just working 6-7 days a week and just get those regular weekly checks. That life was so much more simpler then. And what I love more than anything is just to be able to work like that, like a crazy person, like someone that's mildly disordered on the projects that I want to give to you for free. So we'll talk more. Hopefully, you just share and follow my page. Okay, bye.